Aloha and welcome to your full moon reading. This is a reading for the collective for August 3rd, the full moon in Aquarius. And I'm drawing our first card here, Breath of the Cosmos. So when I say I'm doing a reading for the collective, these cards are all pre-shuffled, and as I'm shuffling them, I'm feeling into the collective life stream, what's going on, not for specific zodiac signs, but for us as a humanity in the collective consciousness. And by tapping into this, I'm kind of tapping in through the element of water, and this sea, this pool of it's a clairsentient modality that I'm tapping into, and that clairsentience is awakened through the sacral chakra. Now, this is a time for going higher with our energies, with our consciousness. There's a lot of transformation and change and transition, and nobody's escaping that, right? Many are transitioning and changing into higher dimensions of spirit and experiencing more grace and more love and joy and abundance. And some are experiencing this transition as a death cycle, as a real packing up the bags, or not even packing up the bags, but completely leaving one life in exchange for another. And that takes the form of location transitions, job transitions, relationship transitions, lifestyle transitions, just finally saying yes and stepping into new modalities that you've always wanted to be and breathe into, and now you're activating that time. This is a time where some people are leaving the earth, are transitioning out of body and moving into the formless. There's just so much change. Some people are experiencing their immune systems are compromised. Some people have COVID, have actually caught the virus, and are going through that deep journey. This era of COVID, of the coronavirus, is to open our corona, is to open our halo, is to open our crown chakra, and to access higher dimensions of our consciousness. The first card, Breath of the Cosmos, My Will to Thy Will. This is a moment of surrendering your lower ego into the will of the divine, the will of Source, the will of the great mystery, the will of God, whatever you want to call that higher creative organizing energy. The source, the primordial source of all that is. This is a moment that collectively we are being called into the higher realms to release and relinquish our control over needing to know and needing to plan and program every next step to the minutia, micromanaged degree. And we're being asked to take our next step in trust and to call on, in the present moment, the higher realms. This is going to be a little bit of a longer reading, so just to put that out there. Our next card is A New Earth. And this is really what we're being called to step into. And if you're feeling in a low energy, not everybody's feeling in a low energy. Some people are feeling in a moderate and some are in high energy. We're all going through cycles in different waves, because if we were all going through the same thing at the same time on the same nth degree, we wouldn't be able to stay buoyant as a species, right? So we're all going through things in different time cycles. So do not judge yourself, and really watch your judgments on others on where they are, because it's a continuum, and it's cyclical, and we really are all in this together. So when we are critical and judging another, that's more a reflection on how we feel about ourselves. Then we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. I made a live video earlier today on the beach about that very thing. The prayerful becoming, and walking in a way of reverence and connection, and to hold and cultivate and breathe into your vision for your life and your children's life and grandchildren's and nieces and nephews, on and on through the generations, right? I don't have any children of my own, yet I have this real heart experience that my family and the world feels like my child. I know it's a very grandmotherly thing to say in a 37-year-old body, but it feels that way, that there's just my heart just embraces all of us so much, like my own grandmother's arms, So a new earth. Keep holding the vision. Keep holding your and really connect in on that soul level. What is your vision? If you don't have a vision, if you work with me and let's do some sessions to get you connected into that soul level communication with yourself, and to really breathe life into and grab onto those seeds of your soul, and breathe in and fertilize and compost and nurture and nourish the dream of your soul, and to start communicating on that level, and to bridge spirit and soul together to really live your destiny path. And then we have as the third, lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Never pulled that one so far in these readings. So that is a powerful message. And a lot of times our energy can be really slumping and really on a low frequency if we're holding on and attached to that which has already died, in a way, that's already passed, that's out of your completely out of alignment with who you are now and where you're going. And these are gifts, these are miracles that you have achieved, that level of frequency that you can recognize now what is old and what must go in your life. If these could be addictions, these could be drinking habits, smoking habits, right? These can be TV channels. This could be the dang TV itself, okay? This can be jobs. This can be, people. There is, question everything and pull back the veil. And what lifts your energy and what lowers it. And take note of those things. Okay, I'm going to drop the camera now, and let's see what we've got for this full moon in Aquarius. I'm going to do the Celtic cross. These are powerful. Okay, we have the Emperor, the ego. Time to spiritualize the ego. Time to get the ego up to date with some soul coaching. And it's ready for it. The ego wants to be soul coached. Look at him. He's so handsome. He's so ready. He's just so ready to create what you need to create Okay, like the ego, this is Mars energy too, and we are having a lot of Mars transits. This is the initiator. This card initiates the whole zodiac. This is Aries, okay, and it's a very powerful. The ego is a very powerful construct, and when used correctly, and we have egos in these bodies, right? And when guided by the soul spirit, it can do incredible things. Incredible things. This almost reminds me of Confucius. Okay, and there's some sort of like ego wounding here. With the Four of Cups, some sort of like purification with the emotional body that's going on with the ego, some life lessons, something's got us feeling, there's some sort of maybe abandonment issue going on with the challenge card, the cross card being the Four of Cups. This full moon may have us dealing with loneliness, and know that there's a big difference in loneliness and being alone, okay? And define that difference for yourself, because the opportunity of being alone is actually an initiation, okay? When you're on a spiritual journey and when you're going through intentional initiations, you know, often you do this in a cave or in a silent retreat alone. You go into your metaphorical, you enter the cave of your consciousness, where you have to really examine yourself and the multiple layers of consciousness and subconscious and unconscious, and who is the I, right? The moon somehow came out here too. Who is the I? What is the I? And aligning that lower I of the ego with the I of primordial source of creation, with God's source of creation. Okay? And this this time that we're going through, these transitions, these changes, these cleansings that we're going through, these purifications, these are rites of passage for spirit. Yeah, we didn't choose this. This is something that's happening to the collective, to humanity. But it's to accelerate us into our more spiritual dimensions, to purify and refine our ego and our unconscious habits, to get very clear on what we do and why we do it, and to question everything, and to release these pieces that are unaligned and that need to go. And that process can be very purifying, very healing, very cleansing, yet, tender. And the subconscious energies of this moon are awakening. So it is all for the awakening of your spirit, the awakening of your soul, and the awakening of your life as you're here temporally in this human suit, in this body. It's like a blink that we're here, right? What is immortal? What lasts? It's the spirit. And that's what we want to start aligning with and cultivating with, is that undying, unchanging aspect of self. In the recent past, we have the moon. So again, it's questioning everything. Everything aligned must go. Something may have come to light that was hidden in the shadows. There may be some sort of revealing that's happening within yourself. A lot's popping out here. I'm going to keep going. I want to get one defined card for the best that can be achieved. So with this moon and this Four of Cups, there is something that's been revealed to yourself, about a situation, okay, and there's the Five of Swords. There is an energy of mental conflict, that there is some sort of strife, mental strife, anxiety. It's self-inflicted, it's self-imposed. Let's get another card on top of that Five of Swords. The Nine of Swords. Okay, so there's some anxiety, there's some difficulty in this current situation, in this process of this like reconfiguration, this realignment, because it is getting you into these zones of a greater expansive breadth of what life is, but the confines of the ego have been so tight and so keeping you in this comfort zone, in this egg, in this shell, but there's been a lot of distortions inside of that shell that you haven't even known were distorted until now. Things are being revealed layer by layer by layer, and those layers are coming off pretty quick in society, and the way that's affecting those that have been particularly programmed in certain ways, that some of those belief systems and some of those aspects of that comfort blanket, even though that comfort was a bit of a false comfort, it still was what was known. And as that comes off, as things come out of the shadows, and as this awakening is happening, there's anxiety. And there's mental conflict. There's internal conflict with what's real, what's unreal. And I would say most of what is in this reality is unreal. And that's a lot to grasp. That's a lot to think about, right? And you are thinking about it. All these swords, and then the Nine of Swords, that's sleepless nights. It's like, oh my gosh. But then as a clarifier, ultimately it's opening up a portal for you to get more intuitive, for all this mind energy and these belief systems. All these swords are being pulled out of you, and you're entering more now the portal of intuition. But it's like these belief systems, they have to be removed. They're like programs, like software programs, viruses that need to be cleaned out of the mind, of the psyche, of the psychology. Great. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So, we move in this line from the Moon over the Emperor, crossed by the Four of Cups, into the Queen of Cups. So we have this like watery, intelligent energy, right? And we have this watery, intelligent energy up here, over the anxiety. The Queen of Cups is the Queen of Intuition. This is your future. Okay, that's your future card. So just know that standing in your power as the queen of the emotional body, that your emotional body is intelligent. I'm going to go with this as a nice threesome. You and your power is the Magician. Okay, the Magician, earth, air, fire, water. You have all the ingredients you need to make the magic in your life, to create your life. And let it start with small details. Let it not overwhelm you, okay? Let it be step by step that you're working, maybe, set an altar and have a bowl of water, have salt for earth, have a feather for air, have a candle for fire, and just start to connect with the elements as powerful technologies. It is what gives us life. The external influences and forces is starseed. This is your origin. This is your origin card. Where you have been star-seeded, where you have come from, is communicating with you. Okay, external influence and forces. This is all over the full moon. This full moon in Aquarius, it's time to get aligned with your future self that was seeded long, long, long ago. And your hope is the King of Swords, is to, this is the card of Archangel Michael. It's to clean, clear, cleanse, release the cords, tethers, attachments that are hanging around your energy field and attached into you, that are keeping you in old patterns and old cycles. This king comes in and clears all that out. He's swift and decisive and intellectual, has great insights, and is highly intelligent. And he comes and cleans up messes pretty swiftly. And then as the outcome, we have the Eight of Wands. So this is a fast-moving forward energy that you are on the right path. And follow your intuition. Again, then we have the Eight and the Seven of Wands. Follow your intuition. Listen to your dreams. And set your soul on fire. I mean, just like charge, really ignite, light it up, and strength. The card of Leo, which is on the Aquarius-Leo axis. Have the strength to do what you need to do to create and set the vision and move forward with the life that you are destined and called to live. This is your time. This is our time. And you know, this project of the Aquarian age is a thousands of year project. Okay? This is not something that just happens, you know, now, even though it does happen now. This is a time of, you know, really being intentional about what we are, the world that we're creating, cultivating forward, and that future, you know, it's long term, okay? It's long term. It's not just going to be this one lifetime. So if you want to work with me around this full moon, around any of these things, if you're wanting to get more in touch with your soul language and to peel back the layers and connect with your divine truth and your divine language of your soul, I help you with that. And I'm going to be starting a chakra course the first Friday of September, running the first 3 weekends of September through the equinox. So that will be coming up. There's many ways to activate your energies now and to elevate your frequencies and to support your big picture thinking and to activate you as a light bearer, as a light keeper, as a healer in this time on planet Earth. And the whole solar system, the whole galaxy is going through huge changes, okay? And we're here on Starship Planet Earth, and you are a star being in a beautiful human body, and it is the biggest show in the galaxy right now to be here on the Earth. And what are you doing to align with the highest potential timeline for your life stream? So work with me, and I do these readings, I do all sorts of things. So if you're wanting to explore ways in which we can communicate and work together, please contact me. And I'm wishing you all a very good, very happy, very blessed, and lightful full moon. So much love and aloha. All my love and blessings to you.